Here's what's wrong with heavily pursuing adoption at the same time that you're in treatment. Both take a great deal of emotional and physical energy. And it's very difficult to expend enough emotional and physical, let alone financial resources on adoption, on truly pursuing, not just exploring adoption, but advertising and looking for a birth parent to connect to, or beginning the home study process to get ready for an international adoption and to go through treatment at the same time. It's just very difficult. Additionally, I strongly believe, as an advocate for children, that every child deserves to be wanted, needed, prepared for who he is and how he's going to arrive, rather than as a substitute for the child you didn't have. And when you're focusing yourself in two directions, you're not focusing on this child that's going to come into your life. You're focusing on the goal of getting a baby. That's different than focusing on the child who's arriving in your life.
One of the issues that is really core to successful adoptions is that families have really gone through the thought process of both what they can do for these children, what their expectations are, and the children can do in terms of enriching their own lives. And I find that for families who are dealing with infertility issues, there is a whole other set of questions of loss on their side that need to be both discussed and thought about long and hard in terms of how these issues might play into a child's life. If you're still dealing with these issues of this dream child that you're not going to have, having a child in your life that didn't come to you in the way that you wanted the child to come to you can be very difficult. And acknowledging those times when that is happening is very important, and supporting both yourself and your children through that, being aware of how decisions you make may be affected by that, and just being very aware of that. Not to say that infertile couples don't make wonderful parents. They do. I know many, many, many of them. But the best of them are ones who have done their homework, done the self-assessment, been very honest with themselves about when they're ready to do this, when they're not ready to do this, and being continually open to revisiting those issues of grief and loss.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if by becoming a parent, all of the infertility went away? That's not what resolution is. Infertility is a lifelong experience in many ways because it's changed who we are. Infertility has taught us things about ourselves, both good and bad, that we didn't know before. It has made us face losses that we hoped never to have to face. It has allowed us a way to look at ourselves and our partners very differently than we probably were able to do before. And it has allowed us to look at open doors, or to open doors that were available to us that we might not otherwise have even considered. So infertility does change who we are. Does adoption close the door of infertility? Does it resolve the pain of infertility? What adoption does is ensure that we aren't going to suffer the pain of being childless. It gives us the opportunity to parent. It does not make us fertile. It does not give us genetic connection. It does not allow us to impregnate someone or to experience a pregnancy. It does not give us a child who shares the genetic connection to our partner that we hoped we would have. But over the long haul, does it take the pain away? It takes the pain away. It doesn't take the result away. And I, as I said, have said to many people, I consider that even though infertility was the worst thing that ever happened to me, and I've heard this from many other infertile couples who've gone to adoption, it was the most painful process I had had to go through in my life up to then. And I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. The truth is that infertility gave me many gifts. It gave me the gift of seeing my partner in a new light and knowing that we would make it for the long haul because we had developed the tools we needed to talk about tough issues in our lives. It gave me the gifts of 3 children who were completely different children than the children I might have given birth to and couldn't be more perfect even though there are days when they are rotten. These are the children I was meant to parent. This is the time in my life when I was meant to parent. This is the person I was meant to be. And infertility gave me that gift. So do I feel it as a pain anymore? No. I feel it as a badge of honor in many ways. I'm not sure very many people would carry it quite that way. But for me, that's what it is.